We've all gotten used to AI that can talk, like really well. They can write poems, they can chat, they can brainstorm, but what if that same AI could go beyond just talking and actually start doing things? Well, that's exactly what's happening. Today, we're diving into this huge leap forward, how AI is building a bridge between just talking and actually taking action.
And this really gets to the heart of it. On one hand, you've got the AI that talks. It's great, it's spitting out text, answering questions from its memory, but it's kind of stuck in its own head. And on the other hand, we have the AI that does. This is a whole different ballgame. We're talking about an AI that can actually reach out, interact with the digital world, get stuff done, and use its smarts right here, right now.
So, you gotta wonder, right? How on earth does an AI learn to do things? It sounds like something straight out of a movie, but the way it works is actually pretty clever. To really get it, though, we first have to look at the problem this whole idea solves. Like, what's holding a typical AI back in the first place?
Okay, so let's start with the big issue. I want you to picture a typical AI, like a large language model, as this super intelligent brain, just floating in a box. It's absorbed like a huge chunk of the internet, so it's incredibly knowledgeable. But here's the catch. It's completely cut off from the real, live, ever-changing world happening outside that box.
And these aren't just abstract limitations, they're super practical. For example, a standard AI can't tell you the final score of a game that just ended. If you ask it to do some serious math, it might get it wrong, because it's just predicting what numbers should come next. It's not actually calculating. And forget about asking it to, open a spreadsheet on your desktop or check your schedule for tomorrow. It knows a ton about the world, but it can't actually touch it.
So, how do we fix this? Well, the solution isn't to just keep trying to stuff more and more real-time info into the AI's brain. That's a losing battle. It's impossible. The answer is actually, well, it's pretty human. Instead of making it know everything, we give it a set of tools. We teach it how to go find the information it doesn't have.
And that right there is the big idea behind a tool using AI. The secret sauce is this new skill it has. It's aware of what it doesn't know. It can look at your request and think, hey, I don't have this answer in my memory. I need to get some outside help. And then, this is the cool part, it figures out the right tool for the job, sends out a request, gets the answer back, and weaves it seamlessly into its reply to you.
This is a fantastic way to picture it. The AI basically becomes the project manager, not the intern doing all the grunt work. It's not the one crunching the numbers or scrolling through web pages. Nope. It's the brain of the operation that gets the big picture and then delegates the specific tasks out to its specialized tools. Kind of like a good boss who knows exactly who on the team to give a task to.
Okay, so how does this whole delegation thing actually happen? Like, what's going on behind the scenes when you ask a question and the AI decides it needs a tool? It turns out there's a really clear, logical loop that it goes through every single time. So it all kicks off when the AI first gets your request. But then comes the most important step. It has to decide, do I need a tool for this? If you ask something simple like, what's the capital of France? No problem, it's got that. But if you ask, what's the weather like in Paris right now? Ding, ding, ding. It knows that's real-time data it doesn't have. So it calls up the right tool, gets the raw output, and then the final magic happens. It takes that data and turns it into a perfectly normal, human-sounding answer for you.
And this toolkit we're talking about can be seriously diverse. It can be something as simple as a web search to get the latest headlines, or a calculator to make sure math is spot on. But in more powerful setups, we're talking about tools that can manage files on your computer, or even query your company's private database for sales figures. Think of each tool as a super specialist, just waiting for the AI brain to give it a call.
All right, so we've gone over what this is and how it works. But now we get to the big question. So what? Why does this matter so much? Why is this jump from talking to doing such a massive deal for the future of AI?
What this creates is something people are calling hybrid intelligence. The idea isn't to build one giant AI that knows absolutely everything. That's not the point. The goal is to build a system that perfectly blends the AI's ability to reason and strategize with a tool's ability to execute a task perfectly. You really get the best of both worlds.
And the benefits here are just enormous. First off, accuracy goes through the roof. The AI stops guessing and just gets the right answer from a calculator. Simple. Second, it's suddenly aware of what's happening right now thanks to web search. But the biggest thing, the real game changer, is that it can now take action. It can actually book that flight for you or sort your photos instead of just explaining the steps for you to do it yourself.
And here's the thing. You've probably already used this without even realizing it. When your chatbot browses the web for a current answer, that's tool use. Or when your AI assistant drops a meeting right onto your calendar. Yep, that's tool use too. This is the tech that's powering all the cool stuff we're seeing.
from those amazing coding assistants to the first wave of truly autonomous agents.
Now, let's be real for a second. This technology is incredible, but it's still pretty new. It's definitely not perfect yet. There are still some major hurdles that people are working hard to figure out.
For one, the AI can sometimes grab the wrong tool for the job, or it might get the data back and completely misinterpret it. The whole process can also be a bit slow, because it has to make that external call and wait for a response. And then there's the big one, security. I mean, how comfortable are you giving an AI permission to access your personal files or your company's network? These are the really tricky problems that are being tackled as we speak.
So, when you boil it all down, it comes to this. Giving an AI a box of tools, that part's been figured out. The real challenge, the next frontier, is teaching it the wisdom to know exactly when to use a tool, which one to pick, and how to use it safely and effectively. And that really leaves us with a massive, thought-provoking question. That bridge between talking and doing? It's here. The AI is officially out of the box. So now that it can actually act in our digital world, the question we all have to think about is no longer what can an AI say, it's what are we going to ask it to do?